Hey, everybody. Thank you, Alicia. Appreciate you. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. I am very excited for another series of CommunityFIT, and in particular, MoveLab. Remember, MoveLab is on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Stress Reset is on Wednesdays and Fridays. I've dropped some information for you in the chat, and the big thing is the thought of the day. I am a firm believer in co-creating and collaborating with experiences. So the more you let me know things that are of interest to you, areas of the body, exercises, needs, wants, aches, pains, all of the above, the more specific and fulfilling and satisfying this class will be for you. So feel free to drop that in the chat or send it to me directly, or you can even email Alicia or me directly, and we'll get that situated. So again, welcome to CommunityFIT. Today is MoveLab, and for MoveLab, there's only one rule to remember. It's so simple. The only rule for MoveLab is whatever you're doing it totally and completely correctly, because there's absolutely no wrong way to move. So I want you to sort of set aside some of the ideas you've had, some of the myths you've been sold around exercise, and instead invite yourself an opportunity to play today, an opportunity to let go and shake loose some of the restraints we often find in our own bodies and in our thinking and in our methodologies, and instead just to allow yourself an opportunity to be present with yourself, maybe a little self-compassion and humility for things that are outside of your current boundaries, and stick with it. These classes are meant to be really exhilarating and also really, really challenging. So there's going to be some stuff today that's super simple for you. Maybe remember those things and keep practicing those things on your own. And there's also going to be some stuff that comes up today that's probably really, really difficult for you. And it's probably important to remember and practice those things also on your own. Pick one or two things from each class and just sort of play with them in the interim, and you'll be surprised at how far you can progress in just 6 weeks. So having said that, let's go ahead and get started. We always get started with a little breathing exercise, move into some quick nervous system warm-ups, and then right into our movement practice for today. So super easy breath for today. All we're gonna do is listen to our breath. That's it. That's it. I don't care if you inhale through your nose, through your mouth, exhale, nose, mouth, a lot of breath, a little bit of breath. Just inhale, listen to the sound of your own breath, and then exhale and listen to the sound of your own exhalation. Like cultivating some time and some explicit awareness around just physically listening, or however it is you would experience that, experiencing it in your body, just breathing. Maybe 3 more inhales, 3 more exhales before we move on. Just breathing. When you're ready, bring your hands together, get them warmed up. Take your nice warm hands, put them on the front of your throat, and just let the warmth of your own hands do the work for you. Just kind of sinking in. These nervous system warm-ups are all about doing things that feel good. So if this does not feel good to you, place your warm hands wherever would feel good for you. Then we're going to take our right hand, place it on the left side of the throat. Big, heavy hand draws to the middle as I twist my face to the left. Left hand, right throat, big, heavy hand. One more each side. Last one over here. From there, I'm just going to take some fingertips right into the jaw and do a little self-massage. If massage doesn't work for you, you can just hold. You can do a little tapping, or massaging, or holding, or tapping. I don't want you to follow me. I want you to follow you. What feels good for you to do? From there, I can touch, tap, massage my chest, my belly, my arms, whatever it is. Remember, you're doing things. The scent you're following is what feels good for you. Sometimes we think, oh, there's a thing I should be doing here, when really it's what do we want to be doing here? Then pick your hands up, begin to just shake them out. Just kind of let that shake through your whole body, maybe even shaking through the legs. Then put your hands on your legs. Imagine your hands are paintbrushes and they have just been dipped in your favorite color for today. What's my favorite color for today? And then paint your legs that favorite color. And then back up. Painting in the direction of your toes. And think to yourself, I want to paint all of my legs. Maybe I get the back, the inside. And then sitting up, doesn't matter. You can sit like this, you can sit like this, whatever works for you. Take one hand, move it behind you, look for the hand, and take an inhale while you're back here. Exhale. Take your other hand, move it behind you. Take an inhale. One more in each direction, twisting, look for your own hand. Last one over here. Bring your feet together, just like a little butterfly wing. Let your knees bounce up and down, really casual. Now, for some of you, you might find that this is already enough of a hip warm-up. If so, keep doing this thing. And if not, you can try some rocking. Just allowing the spine to become seaweed or like bamboo in the wind. Just a really gentle movement of some tall grass. For some of you, the second phase might be enough. Or you may want to slide a leg straight, pick up the other leg, give it a hug, and gently rock it. Now, this is not better than the other ones. This is simply a, oh, look at that. If the other two weren't enough for me, this is something else to do. And then you can set that leg down and do the same on the other side. Picking that leg up, just giving it a little rock. And setting it all the way down. From there, let's go ahead and lie down on your mat. The floor works just fine. Once we're there, you're going to open up your arms to the letter T, give or take, and let your knees drop over. And then knees are going to drop over to the other side. My knees are going to drop and drop. One more to each side. So today we're going to have some of our archetypal foundational movements strung into a practice, a movement practice. Over the weeks, they'll expand and become more and more complicated, more and more finessed choreography. But today we're going to start off with some basics. From there, ground your feet. They can be as wide or as narrow as you'd like. The thing with what we're about to go into, we're going to do a bridging sequence. Sometimes we think, oh, they have to be super close, or they have to be, all of that's dogma from yoga, from weight training. They don't have to be anywhere. Place them wherever you want to place them. From there, hands are going to go down, and there's a cardinal rule. In order to go up, you got to push down. So I push my hands and my feet into the floor to lift my hips. In order to come back down, I push down less. Basic law. In order to go up, something's got to go down. Pushing, and then not pushing as much to go down. Two more. I go up, and I go back down. One more. I go up, and I go back down. Now, where you have your hands and your feet is a choice. You've chosen to put them there. So keep everything exactly as it is and make a different choice for your right foot. Your right foot goes somewhere else. Then you're going to do a bridge up. Notice how that changes the entire experience. And back down. Now keep your right foot there, make another choice. Left arm goes somewhere else. It can go more out to the side. It could go up. And I go up. And I come back down. Now keep everything where it is. Move your right arm somewhere else. And go up. And back down. Then last choice, move your left foot somewhere else. And go up. And go back down. Pick another limb, move it somewhere else. Go up and down. Another limb goes up and back down. One more, up and back down. And then make a choice with 4 limbs, up and down. Make a different choice, up and down. A different choice, up and down. Last one, different choice, up and down. Bring your knees into your chest, roll to the right, and can you go all the way to the right? And then to the left, all the way to the left. To the right, all the way, and to the left, all the way. One side and the other side. Just rocking or yawing, right and then left. Find your center, rolling forward and back. Now, you can put your hands wherever you'd like to put them. It's a choice. Experiment with placing or holding on in different places. How does it change it? Three and 2. 1, you're going to end seated upright. We just played with rocking, right and left, rolling, forward and back. What happens if we bridge those 2 practices together? Meaning, when we roll, we tend to be symmetrical. We tend to be right down the spine, right in midline. So I'm just going to ask, what happens if you roll to the right or to the left? Or more to the right or to the left? You could think about it as rolling down your right ribs or your left. Changing where your hands are. Last 3, 2, last 1. Go ahead and lay all the way back down. Set your feet down and open up your body. Really, really, really big. Imagine a mountain lion has just walked into the room and you want to make yourself into the biggest shape you can make. Then instead you change your mind and you make the littlest shape you can make. You go big again, and then you go little. You go big, and then you go little. Now I can have my head down, or I can be up. Big and little. Big and little. I can be right in the middle, or I can yaw, rock, be on one side. None of them are right, because none of them are wrong. Now make a little shape, hold, take your right hand, place it somewhere else. You just change your little shape. Make a big shape. Move your left leg somewhere else. You've just changed your big shape. Make a different little shape than what you've made. Make a different big shape. Different little. Different big. Littles. Bigs. Little. Big. Little. Big. Little. Big. Rest. Just allow yourself to rest down into the floor. Take a few breaths. Big inhale, just listen. Listening to the sound of your own breath. If that was difficult for you, stay there. Play with the big and the little shapes. I'm gonna bridge some stuff here. We're gonna play with rocking in big shapes and little shapes. So make a little shape, rock all the way to the right. Once you're there, make a great big shape. Go little, other side, great big shape. Little, roll, big. Little to roll to big. Little to roll to big. Hold. How much more of you can you take off the floor? Meaning, I gotta go up, but in order to go up, something's gotta push down. And then go little, roll to the other side. Go big, coming off the floor. As much of you as you can. You can even go here. Other side. Big, come off the floor. Go big, off the floor. Little to roll, big and off the floor. Big and off the floor. Stay big. Roll to your other side in your big shape. How much more can you get off the floor? Stay big, roll. Off the floor. One more. And then relax. Settle in and just be on your mat for a moment. Nice deep inhale. Nice deep exhale. Maybe even begin to wiggle or jiggle. The body likes that. It's sort of moving fluid through the body. Just sort of wiggle and move. Then slide both legs straight. Open them as big as the mat. Not bigger, not shallower. Feet as wide as the mat. Open your arms to the letter T. Now, exercises are really just movement with a bunch of rules on them. I hate exercise. I love play. I love following intentions, following cues. So let's make it really simple. Arms are in letter T, feet are glued to the floor. The only task you have is for your right hand to find its way to your left foot. How is my right hand going to come all the way up and touch that left foot? And then back down. Let's do the same hand again, because right hand is going to come up. What if they can't reach there? What if you bent your knees and really touched it and then came back down? Left hand to right foot, finding a way to come up, touch, and go back down. Other side, I can take a different route, or I can take the same one. Other side. Other side. And last one over here. All the way back down. Now, for some of you, that's enough. And maybe it's time for a little break. So go ahead and take a rest as you need. I'm going to open my arms to the letter T and make a different choice. My hands are now glued to the floor. My left foot is going to do its best to come up and touch right hand. And then back down. Other side, right foot touches left hand. Other side. Other side. Three and two and one. All the way down. Find a way to just flip over onto your belly. Once we are on our belly, we're going to be up on our forearms. We're just going to wiggle right and left. I think of it as just my left arm pushes me right, my right arm pushes me left, and I think how much more supple, wiggly, movie, snake-like can I make my spine and my legs? I can keep doing that or open my arms to what I call baby lizard. position, sort of just out to the side. Left arm pushes me to the right arm pushes me to the left. Now I can kind of get some elevation. I can roll through my shoulders and back down. I can take my hands asymmetrical, left further forward, or right further forward. This is a great opportunity if you have sensitive wrists, use your words, James, sensitive wrists, and going where we're going next is too much for you. If hands and knees is too much for your body right now, maybe be down there on your belly, get used to that. Or take your mat, roll it up, and create a little platform. You can also do the fist thing, but over time, this is way less functional. The other ones will improve wrist function. The on my fist thing doesn't. So from here, tuck my toes, going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Now, if your body is already speaking to you, listen, be there with it. Maybe you need a break. Maybe you need to do one of the previous exercises. Maybe you're ready to stop in the middle. Imagine you're a kitty cat and you have a bowl of milk in between your hands and you're going to go down and back up. We go down and up, down and up. I can do the same thing, but take my feet off the floor. Down and up, down and up, down and up. I can move that bowl 3 inches forward, down and up. Or even more forward. How far in front of me can I get that bowl? Two more, whatever you're doing. Sitting back on your own feet and just kind of wiggling right and left, right and left, right and left. Now you can stay there or find your middle. Feel where your head is stacked on top of your own hips and come up and then back down. Head stacked, not forward, not behind. Head on top of ribs, on top of hips. Up and down. Up and down. Two more. Up and down. Up and down. Go back to your hands and knees position. This time, tuck your toes if they're not already. We're going to have a challenge. Can you lift your knees 2 to 3 inches off the floor without moving anything else? And then back down. Up and down, which is different than sort of like a downward dog, right? This is just hover. Can I hover? And back down. Maybe I just do one or the other. Maybe the answer is no. No, I can't. And that gives you something to work for. Hover. What's a tip? How can this help? How can you get into this? Well, something's going up, so something else has got to push down. Push down with my hands and my feet. 2 more. Hands and feet. 1 more. Hands and feet. And relax. Come up. All the way up into your high knee. From there, and I'll face forward, we are going to have a match strike moment. So for my match strike moment, right leg strikes forward and then comes back. Left leg and then comes back. I'm going to face into my mat so you can hear why it's called match strike. If it's done well, you're gonna hear your toes striking your mat like a match, hitting a matchbook. What we want to avoid is an Olympic hurdle event. So this is not what we're looking for. We're looking for this knee, this foot to move straight through the tunnel. You may need to hold on to something. Now, if you've got that, match strike, tuck your toes, hover this knee 3 inches. And down, up and down, up and down. Other side. Up, woo, and down. Up and down. Up and down. Other side. Now you can continue to do that or come up all the way up. Down, 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 down. Up, all the way up. Down, 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 down. One more each side. Last one over here. All the way down. Settle back and just rock. From there, sitting, however it is you find comfortable to sit, we're just going to have a moment of seaweed spine, rocking right and left. You may need to go into some of your nervous system warm-ups to kind of calm that stress fever of exercise. Or you may be ready to work on some nervous system stuff. Rocking side to side, take your hand, put it on the floor, and come back up. Other side. Approaching falling practice. Now, the whole point of falling practice is to practice falling. So, how long can I keep this hand off the floor? I can go both hands. How long can I keep them off the floor or letting them support me? Really, this is about your nervous system, not mine. I know what I can do. I practice this. But for you, it's not how far can I push myself, but how much better can I listen to that internal voice saying, you're okay here, versus, don't do that. And how do I expand the boundary of feeling okay here? Then, slowly work yourself back to center. Take a moment and just listen to the sound of your own breath. Inhale. Couple more. Then we end class the same way all the time. Put your hands on your heart. Take a nice deep inhale into your own hands and tell yourself thank you for showing up today. You did a really good thing. Take a look around your space. You could not have done today's practice if it wasn't for the floor and the space around you. Tell your space, tell your room, tell your world, thank you. Then take a look at anyone on screen, anyone in the room with you, dogs, cats, small animals included. You are interconnected with the people around you. So tell everyone thank you. Thank you so, so much. I will stick around after class to answer any questions and to see what you've written over there in the comments. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for Stress Reset. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, James. That was awesome. I actually did class today and my abs are a little bit on fire. So that's so tricky how you do that. Real quick, I just wanted to say I did put the link to our YouTube page in the chat, and that will take you to our playlist of our last block that we did of our MoveLab and Stress Reset classes. And we are recording these classes as well, and we will get them up as we can. But if you ever miss a live class, you can definitely go access those on our YouTube page and take a class on demand. I also just wanted to say too, if you ever wanted to ask me a question outside of class, you can always reach me at communityfit@westernhealth.com. I will go ahead and type that into the chat, and I'll hand it back over to James now to answer any questions you guys might have.
Great. Yeah, so we had a great comment from a user in here, from a participant, about if there are physical limitations to sort of adapt and just change the environment you are in. So for this participant, they said they do a lot of these practices in their bed or in a chair. And I can't stress enough that that is why I teach the way I teach. Is my studio, my practice has always been to have someone with a spinal cord injury leaving the studio as an NBA athlete is walking in. So I have worked with the extremes, and the reason I developed MoveLab and what I love when I'm witnessing everyone moving is how everyone takes and adapts the movements differently. That's why I stress over and over and over again that your movement should not look, if you're trying to make it look like mine, that should be rule number 2. Number 1 is there is no wrong way to move. Rule number 2, the only way you're moving wrong is if you try to make your movement look like mine, because my movement looks like me. Your movement in your space should look like you. So feel free always to adapt. Be in a chair, be in a big chair, little chair, get a mat, get a bolster, do this in a bed, do this standing. How are different ways? How can you take these cues, these movements, these suggestions, and make it your own? Good. Thank you. Fantastic. I know the time really did fly today. It has certainly been a while. Great. Well, it doesn't look like there are any specific, did I miss any questions there, Alicia? Did you see any?
I don't think so. I just had put a message in there. I just a lot of people are saying, thank you. This is fantastic. And I know not everyone can see all the comments. So I just,
well, thank you.
See them.
Thank you, everybody. And as I said, the more I teach, the more I move into this space of co-creation. And it's just how I need for things to function. So if you have on the daily or in general, if it's like, hey, we've got 6 weeks together, and there was some comments on hips. So we're definitely going to have hips seem to be, we've transitioned in 2020 out of the like neck and shoulder and jaw pain into like hip pain. So you are perfectly on trend with your hip pain. So we will definitely have a bunch of that. But as things go forward, if it's like, hey, James, can we have some shoulder stuff? Make sure you get it in before I start class, because once I'm in class, I don't see comments. So if you get it in before class, we can do it that day. And if not, we'll try to tackle it the next day.
Awesome. Okay. Well, thank you guys so much. We'll see you tomorrow for Stress Reset.
Cool. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Raymond. Bye, James. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.